From Keene in the Shire, the Liberty Media capital of the world, this is Daryl W. Perry, host of FPP Radio News for Monday, February 6th, 2017. Silver is trading at $17.63 per ounce. Gold is valued at $1,229 per ounce. Bitcoin is trading at 1.6 cents, and the average price of Bitcoin is $1,039. AntiWarcom reports the U.S. Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals on Sunday ruled against a push by the Trump administration to reverse rulings by lower courts forbidding the enforcement of President Trump's travel ban executive order, meaning the order cannot be enforced, at least for now, pending an expected flurry of future litigation. This means everyone who could have legally traveled to the United States prior to Trump signing the executive order can enter for now, which has led to a rush of permanent residents and other legal visa holders trying to get back into the United States before another court ruling puts the ban back into place. This is a struggle for many, as those who were in flight when the original ban was signed had their paperwork seized by officials when they landed and are struggling to get duplicate paperwork. Likewise, some airlines are reportedly unclear on where the ban legally stands, and many immigration lawyers are making calls trying to get people onto airplanes. President Trump was livid at the inability to keep the travel ban in place, railing at the so-called judge in Washington who initially blocked enforcement of his ban, and declaring that if anything bad happens, Americans should blame the judge as well as the overall court system. The DOJ even went so far as to argue to the appeals court that it was improper for the lower court to engage in any kind of second-guessing of a president, saying that constitutional separation of powers entitles Trump to make such wholesale bans without having to worry about courts questioning him. But while legal experts say it is unusual for a district judge to make a ruling with such nationwide implications, courts seem to be very consistently rejecting the Trump ban on several fronts, throwing the legal viability of the ban in the long run into question. For nearly 40 years, Roberts & Roberts Brokerage has been a trusted source for buying and selling precious metals like gold and silver. They also take Bitcoin for precious metal purchases and have permanently removed the minimum purchase amount for all orders paid in the digital currency. Call Roberts & Roberts today for knowledgeable advice on buying and selling precious metals and a forward-thinking approach to new technologies. 800-874-9760 or visit online at rrbi.co. UPI reports Standing Rock Sioux officials say they want protesters to leave the Dakota Access Pipeline protest site, but they don't want protesters forcibly removed. On Friday, the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers issued an evacuation order for the camp where protesters have been gathered for several months. Tribal officials have been working with federal officials to find a way to clean the protest camp, but say they don't want raids by law enforcement. Trump has urged the Army Corps of Engineers to expedite their review of the application for completion of the pipeline. Should an easement for completion be granted, Standing Rock Sioux and their allies have vowed to continue their legal fight against the pipeline. Are you an advocate for free market money? Do you promote Bitcoin as an alternative in a fiat-centric world? Then you need SpendABit in your arsenal, the search engine for things you can buy with Bitcoin. SpendABit aggregates millions of products from thousands of Bitcoin-enabled merchants. Keep your money in the free economy. Visit SpendABit.co today. Bitcoin merchants, ask about our merchant suite to reach even more customers. SpendABit.co. AntiWarcom reports congressional Republicans are once again furiously condemning President Trump for not being sufficiently anti-Russia this weekend following a Fox News interview in which Trump was prompted to condemn President Vladimir Putin as a killer and declined to do so. Trump, who has yet to meet with Putin, says he respects the Russian leader and sees him as a potential help in fighting against the Islamic State. When interviewer Bill O'Reilly insisted he's a killer, Trump shrugged it off, insisting there are a lot of killers. You think our country's so innocent. That predictably sparked angry condemnation from congressional Republicans who insisted America is exceptional and that any attempt to suggest any sort of equivalency between when America kills people and when anyone else does so is wrong. There was so much anger, Vice President Mike Pence felt the need to walk back Trump's comments, insisting Putin and Russia are much worse than the United States and that there is no equivalency, that Putin is a bad guy, but it's possible that the U.S. has done some bad things too. Even that is unlikely to satisfy many, for whom American exceptionalism is seen as absolute and unquestionable. Fear that Trump is going to stop short of being an eager partner in a new Cold War with Russia is likely to keep some questions coming at him, and any answer short of unconditional condemnation is likely to provoke a reaction like this. This has been FPP Radio News, online at fppradio.com.